Right, this is a video on suspect head gasket symptoms on a VW BEETLE 2-litre petrol. Now, surprisingly, this car has only covered 53,000 miles, as you can see, just over 53,356. Okay, it's a pretty clean mint Beetle. It's got everything in it. Obviously, someone's changed the radio at some point. But the actual condition of the car itself is in remarkable condition. I don't know if you can pick everything up. I mean, if you look at the back seats, they don't look like they've been sat in. It is a 2000 model, and we're in 2017, April. And it's a UK car, so I've got the MOT certificate, which shows the last 4 years of mileage, and as you can see, it has only covered some 200 odd miles every year. In fact, yes, it's about 200 and 400 and something like that. And I've even done a VOSA report check off the computer. It's backed up from 2006 to 2007 as its first recorded mileage at 25,000 miles. And obviously the car has suffered from emissions problems, probably due to the rough running, of not letting the car warm up and doing short trips. So it's had exhaust emissions, lambda sensors, which have just recently been done yet again. And the mileage all checks out. Everything is in good order. I'll give you a walk around the car to show you that the car actually looks fine outside as well as inside. That was just to show you the paperwork. The seats, obviously the usual stains, but they're not torn or damaged or anything like that. But the car itself does not have any issues of overheating. It does not mix water in the block itself. It has no oil mixture in the coolant reservoir or in the rad. It has no smells, no smoke coming out of the rear exhaust. And I've actually got this car from someone who's been driving it, just the same as the previous owners, very, very short trips, which again has not helped the car. Although the performance is fantastic, it's just collectively collected all of this condensation, which I'll show you in a bit, showing the milky condensation under the oil filler cap, which can scare people away. So this video is just to, not to let you be scared when you see these symptoms, to think that your head gasket's gone and it's going to cost a lot of money. Because what actually you need to check with this issue is you've got to have a number of problems with the frothiness. So if you detect any mixture of oil and water, coolant and oil mixing either in the reservoir bottle, well, as soon as it gets into the reservoir bottle, then probably it is a head gasket. It more than likely is. If it's got into the engine lump itself, the block, hence on the dipstick, although it has been known, even if it's a milky substance on the dipstick, it could be due to short condensation trips, condensation building on short trips. As long as you've had a good long run or replaced the oil and had an engine flush beforehand, put new oil in and kept an eye on it, as long as it doesn't overheat, you've not got head gasket failure. So really, the indicators for a head gasket failure are poor running, smelling within the cabin, the fumes coming from the engine bay, mixture in any of those compartment areas. So the oil on the dipstick, if that looks frothy, the reservoir bottle, if that looks mixing with oil and water, the oil filler cap, if that has cakiness or mayonnaise or oil and mixture going on there, it doesn't necessarily mean that the head gasket's going. Like this car has only covered a few hundred miles a year for the last 17 years. It was registered in 2000 January. So now we're in April 2017. It's just over 17 years old. We'll go and have a look at the engine bay and you'll see for yourself. just to show you the condition of the car. It's in remarkably clean condition. It's in great condition all round. 2 litre petrol. It's all in original condition, not been painted. It's got very good tyres. It's been looked after. Just walk around it, give you a good look at it. You see, it's pretty neat, pretty straight. There's the lump. So when we look at the lump, we have no frothiness on the dipstick. Pure black oil, just oil on that dipstick. As you can see, all oil. It's not been cleaned, not been wiped. The dipstick is cool. The water reservoir. Of course, there's all back pressure and everything when the engine is running, which I'll show you in a later video. But as you can see, there is no mixture of any sort. It's all clean water in there. There's no smells in this area. But when you come to the oil filler cap, it has a serious particles of mayonnaise, oil and water mixture. Now that has resulted with very short trips, the car not being allowed to warm up, the engine sweating, the water collecting inside, hence the mixture going to the top of the engine. This car does not overheat, this car does not smell, and there's no lack in performance.